Tonight, we're traveling deep into a lush green forest to hear a tale about a very big, very grumpy lion and a very small, very clever rabbit. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a vast and beautiful forest, lived a mighty lion. He was the king of the forest, and everyone knew it. His roar was so loud it could shake the leaves off the trees, and his paws were as big as dinner plates. But this lion was not a kind king. He was lazy and very, very proud. He believed that because he was the strongest, he could do whatever he wanted. Every day, the lion would hunt for his meals. He would stalk through the tall grass, his golden eyes gleaming, and pounce on any unsuspecting animal. This made all the other animals in the forest very afraid. They couldn't graze peacefully. They couldn't play by the river. They couldn't even take a nap in the shade without worrying that the lion might be lurking nearby. The forest, once a happy place, was now filled with fear. One sunny afternoon, the animals decided they had had enough. They called a secret meeting under the shade of a giant banyan tree. There was the gentle deer, the chattering monkeys, the sturdy boar, and many others. "We can't live like this anymore," whispered the deer, her big brown eyes wide with worry. "We are always scared. It's not fair." "He's right," chattered a monkey from a high branch. "Yesterday, the lion almost caught my little one. We must do something." They all talked and debated, but no one had a solution. How could they stand up to the powerful lion? Just then, a small, quiet voice spoke up. It was a little rabbit with long, twitching ears and a fluffy white tail. "I have an idea," he said softly. All the bigger animals looked down at the little rabbit. Some of them chuckled. "You? What can a small creature like you do?" scoffed the big boar. But the rabbit wasn't discouraged. He stood up tall, puffed out his chest, and said, "We can't fight the lion with strength, but maybe we can fight him with our brains." The animals leaned in closer, intrigued. The rabbit explained his clever plan. It was a risky plan, but it was the only hope they had. The next morning, all the animals of the forest gathered at the edge of a clearing. As the sun rose, they waited nervously. Following the rabbit's plan, they had chosen one animal to go to the lion's den. Today, it was the rabbit's turn. He took a deep breath and hopped bravely towards the lion's cave. The lion was just waking up, stretching his huge claws and letting out a mighty yawn that echoed through the hills. He was feeling hungry and grumpy. "Where is my breakfast?" he roared. Just then, the little rabbit appeared at the entrance of the cave, trembling but trying his best to look brave. The lion glared at him. "You," the lion growled, "you are my meal for today. You are hardly a mouthful. And why are you so late? I am the king, and I do not like to wait." The rabbit bowed low. "Oh, mighty king," he said, his voice quivering. "Please forgive my tardiness. It is not my fault. According to our new agreement, one animal was supposed to come to you each day, but on my way here a terrible thing happened." The lion raised a curious eyebrow. a terrible thing. What could be more terrible than my hunger? He grumbled. Well, Your Majesty, the rabbit continued, I was stopped by another lion. He claimed that he is the new king of this forest. He was very angry and said that I was his meal, not yours. I told him that you are our one and only true king, but he just laughed. The lion's eyes flashed with anger. Another lion, in my forest, claiming to be king. Impossible, he roared, his voice shaking the very ground. Where is this impostor? Take me to him at once. I will show him who the real king is. The little rabbit's heart was beating fast, but he managed to keep his composure. His plan was working. Of course, Your Majesty, he said. He is very dangerous, but I will lead you to him. Follow me. The rabbit hopped ahead, and the furious lion followed close behind, growling and muttering to himself. The rabbit led him through winding paths, past tall trees, and over babbling brooks. He was leading the lion far away from the other animals, to a specific spot he had chosen. Finally, they arrived at an old, deep well in a quiet part of the forest. The well was filled to the brim with clear, still water. He is down there, Your Majesty, the rabbit said, pointing a shaky paw towards the well. He challenged me to a fight, but I told him only you were strong enough to face him. The lion stomped to the edge of the well and peered down into the darkness. He let out a ferocious roar. Come out, you coward. Face the true king of this forest. He looked into the water, and there, staring back at him from the still surface, was the face of another lion. It had a big, golden mane, sharp teeth, and angry, glaring eyes. When the lion roared, the lion in the well roared back, its mouth open wide. Of course, it was only his own reflection, but in his fury, the proud lion didn't realize it. So, you dare to mock me? The lion bellowed at his reflection. You think you can steal my kingdom? The reflection seemed to snarl back at him, blinded by rage and his own pride. The lion thought he was looking at his rival. He decided there was only one thing to do. With a final earth-shaking roar, the lion gathered all his strength and leaped into the well to attack the other lion. Splash! The water erupted as the huge lion plunged deep into the well. The well was very deep, and its stone walls were smooth and slippery. The lion tried to swim, he tried to claw his way out, but it was no use. He couldn't get a grip, and he sank into the dark water. The little rabbit watched from the edge, his heart pounding. After a few moments, the splashing stopped, and the forest fell silent. The tyrannical lion was gone. The rabbit turned and raced back to the other animals as fast as his little legs could carry him. He's gone, he shouted joyfully. The lion is gone. We are free. A great cheer rose up from the waiting animals. The monkeys chattered excitedly, the deer leaped for joy, and even the grumpy boar let out a happy grunt. They lifted the little rabbit onto their shoulders and paraded him through the forest, hailing him as their hero. From that day on, peace returned to the forest. The animals could live without fear, and they learned a very important lesson. They learn that you don't have to be the biggest or the strongest to make a difference. Sometimes a clever mind and a brave heart are more powerful than any roar. And so, my little sleepy heads, as you drift off to sleep, remember the story of the clever little rabbit. Remember that even when you feel small, your bright ideas and your courage can solve even the biggest problems. Now, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your dreams be as brave and clever as our little hero. Thank you for joining me for this wonderful story. I hope it brings you sweet dreams. If you enjoyed our time together, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more magical bedtime stories. Good night and sleep tight.